just one more Monday
Mortgage Minute
with Craig and Valorie. So the adventure we're taking you on today is how to pay off your loan quickly. It is possible, isn't it?
It is possible, and nobody wants to pay on their loan for 30 years.
Exactly, because you pay like 3 times what your house is worth, right?
Yes.
Why don't you teach us how principal and interest works over time on a 30-year loan?
Okay, so normally it's been proven that people sell or refinance or something like that within 6 to 8 years. So lenders upfront charge most of the interest. So the way it works is if you had your loan for 30 years, the amount of interest you're going to pay is larger than the amount of principal you're going to pay each month. And at 8 years, you're still paying the larger amount of money to your interest.
So you're paying, we did an example just a little while ago, you're paying $250 in principal, the actual cost of the home, and just in interest, you're paying $750.
That's correct.
Each and every month.
Yes.
So that makes it a lot of money. If you take the lifetime, all 30 years of the loan, which most people do because they refinance or they run into trouble, man, they're paying a lot of money. That truth in lending part, when you get to the end, when you find out the actual amount that you're paying for your mortgage, makes people...
It's a little scary.
Yeah, it is a little scary. So we're going to teach you how to make a really huge dent, and you can actually pay it off depending on how diligent you are with this. You can pay it off in 8 to 10 years depending on the life of the loan, how much it is, and how diligent you are. You know, Grandma used to always teach us, just pay $25 extra on your loan every month, sweetie, and you'll pay your loan off early. Well, it's true, you will.
And it will. It doesn't save you as much as you think, though. Grandma didn't know all the different ways to do it. This is a great way that Valerie's going to teach you how to do.
We're going to annihilate that loan, right?
Yes.
Because if you pay $25 a month extra towards the principal, it just takes a sliver of that interest. So it takes this interest, just like, you can't even see it, right?
Correct. A couple years is the most.
Yeah. So we're going to show you how to annihilate it. So there are a couple of different theories of this, but what I like to do is show people, because we don't always have the...
Extra cash?
Yeah, that and the word I'm thinking of, diligence. We're not always disciplined. That's the word that I'm thinking of, because a lot of times people will teach you to go out and get a HELOC to do this, which is a home equity line of credit, and they'll teach you to get $15,000. Well, what happens is a new truck comes up, or something needs to be fixed, you need a new roof on the house, and you go, well, I have this extra line of home equity line of credit, I'm just going to use $10,000 of that, and now all of a sudden you're in debt. We don't want that to happen, so this is Valerie's version, so take it for what it's worth, but it really does work because it accomplishes the same thing, but it makes sure that you stay out of trouble and don't get into big credit problems.
And make sure both of you are on board. If you've got a husband and wife doing this, make sure both of you are on board and get excited about it.
Yeah.
We'll show you a way at the end here in a minute to both of you find an excitement in it.
Yeah, make it a game. It's a lot more fun. So here it is. Now, we know that the principal and interest, you pay more interest right here. So what we've done is we've taken our whole mortgage loan right here, and this is just for an example because I don't know how else better to show you, but we're going to go out and get a $2,500 revolving line of credit. Now it's important that it's revolving because you want to be able to get it and use it and then use it again. So we're going to take this $2,500, and this is very important, we're going to put it onto the principal of this mortgage. So this is our $200,000 loan right here. Okay, so we're going to put it on the principal, and what that does to our interest rate, remember Grandma's theory, just takes a little bit. We're going to chop off this much of the interest. That much of the interest is now gone. So then what do? We make it a game to pay off this $2,500 loan as fast as we can.
Yeah, at the end, just try to set aside $100. So as soon as you get that paid off, take your wife out for a nice dinner. That's going to make her excited.
Yeah, and you know, I got to thinking about that when you mentioned it. Put a jar on there and put $100 in there, and then put a jar right next to it. Put all your loose change, anything you can just to save you extra money. And that jar at the end, you break that jar with a hammer and you go do something fun with it.
Yes.
And then what do? You do it again. You take that $2,500 and you put it onto your loan, and that annihilates another huge part of your interest. So then maybe you do $125 in that jar and you go bust it again. Then you do it again, and you just keep recycling and recycling and recycling this process. And if you're diligent, you'll knock 20 years off of your mortgage and save you thousands and thousands, and you'll have some fun along the way, right?
And some people can actually retire at that point.
Exactly. Can you imagine what an extra $1,200 a month would do on
That'd
an
be
average?
amazing.
It really would. You could travel.
That would be fun.
Speaking of that,
Let's go.
I love to travel. You guys all know that. So that is so helpful. I was showing someone, and I can't tell you what exactly she said, but she just goes, "Are you serious? You mean I could have done this, and now we would have had twice?" They were in their home 15 years. She said, "I could have almost had it paid for. And then we would take that equity and use it on the home that we were buying right now." She was just appalled. She literally walked out of the room.
Yes.
If you can do this 4 times a year, you do it 4 times a year, that's $10,000. But if you break it up in $2,500 increments and make a game out of it, you will totally be amazed at what you can do. All right?
Everybody can do it.
They can. And $2,500, you're not going to get in trouble.
Right.
Exactly. All right, this has been another Mortgage Minute with Valorie and Craig.